The birthday present.
The donkey stood there, looking like a refugee from a circus, chewing a piece of tinsel meditatively. I was beside myself with delight. What a noble, kindly, benevolent family I had. How cunningly they had kept the secret from me. How hard they had worked to deck the donkey out in its finery. I led my steed out through the garden and round into the olive grove, opened the door of the little bamboo hut and took her inside. I took her out again and tethered her to an olive tree on a long length of rope, then stayed for half an hour in a dreamlike trance, admiring her from every angle while she grazed placidly. Eventually I heard Mother calling me in to breakfast, and I sighed with satisfaction. I decided to call her Sally. I gave her a quick kiss on her silken muzzle and then went in to breakfast. After breakfast, to my astonishment, Larry, with a magnanimous air, said that if I liked he would teach me to ride. So, armed with a blanket and a large piece of webbing, we went out into the olive grove, placed the blanket on Sally's back, and tied it in position. With a certain amount of difficulty, for Sally would persist in walking round and round in a tight circle, Larry succeeded in getting me onto her back. "Now," he said, "you just steer her as though she is a boat. When you want her to go faster, kick her in the ribs with your heels." If that was all there was to riding, I felt it was going to be simplicity itself. I jerked on the reins and dug my heels into Sally's ribs. It was unfortunate that my fall was broken by a large and exceptionally luxuriant bramble bush. "Perhaps," said Larry, "you ought to have a stick, so then you can use your legs for gripping onto her and you won't fall off." He cut me a short stick and once again I mounted Sally. This time I wrapped my legs tightly round her barrel body and gave her a sharp tap with my switch. She bucked several times indignantly, but I clung on like a limpet, and to my delight, within half an hour, I had her trotting to and fro between the olive trees, responding neatly to tugs on the rein. Larry had been lying under the olives, watching my progress. "Now," he said, as I dismounted, "I'll show you how to look after her. First of all, you must brush her down every morning. Then, you must make sure that her hooves are clean. You must do that every day." I inquired, puzzled, "How did one clean donkey's hooves?" "I'll show you," said Larry nonchalantly. He walked up to Sally, bent down, and picked up her hind leg. He dug his penknife blade into Sally's hoof. Sally reacted as though Larry had jabbed her with a red-hot skewer. She wrenched her hoof out of his hands and, as he straightened up and turned in astonishment, she did a pretty pirouette and kicked him neatly in the pit of the stomach with both hind legs. Then I ran into the house and informed Mother that Larry had had an accident.
"Larry dear,"
said Mother distraught,
"what have you been doing?"
"Attacked," gasped Larry in between wheezes. "Unprovoked. Creature mad. Probably rabies. Ruptured appendix." With Leslie on one side of him and Spyro on the other, they carted Larry slowly back to the villa, with Mother and Margot fluttering commiseratingly and ineffectually around him. Then I raced through the olive groves in search of Sally. I eventually found her half a mile away, grazing on a succulent patch of grass. After several ineffectual attempts, I managed to scramble up onto her back, and then I urged her to a brisk trot as far away from the villa as possible.